Okay, this is incredibly important, so everybody stop what you're doing, share, repost, do whatever you can to make sure people know about this. Because something flew under the radar for a lot of people yesterday. Something that cannot be explained and does not make sense, except under certain circumstances. Yesterday, Trump signed an executive order called Strengthening and Unleashing America's Law Enforcement to Pursue Criminals and Protect Innocent Citizens. Like most things the Republicans do, it is a misnomer and pretends that it does something it doesn't. But there's a certain section you should look at. You can pause to read this, but it says that within 90 days of the order, the Attorney General, the Secretary of Defense, and the Secretary of Homeland Security increase military and national security assets in local jurisdictions to assist state and local law enforcement. This literally says that within 3 months of this order being signed yesterday, the heads of these agencies are supposed to use the military for local policing. This is something that is currently already illegal under the Posse Comitatus Act. The federal government and the military cannot be used to enforce domestic policies. And as many people have pointed out already, there's only 2 ways that he can actually use this executive order to have the military do local policing. That is by somehow having Congress overturn the Posse Comitatus Act, which is never going to happen, or by him invoking the Insurrection Act and putting us under martial law. There is literally no other way that executive order would work. This is something that everybody should be alarmed about.
Let's talk about Trump's newest executive order. I posted about it previously saying it was Trump calling for martial law. I had people flooding my comments saying it's not martial law. Do you even know what martial law is? Do you know what due process is? Do you know what federal courts are? Do you know what the Constitution is? Because Trump has repeatedly attacked every single one of those things. He does not care. This administration does not care about the rule of law. It uses censorship and propaganda in so many forms to demonize and generalize groups of people to make them easier targets amongst their supporters. They have eliminated due process to imprison and deport innocent people to concentration camps, regardless of legal status. They have imprisoned and deported legal U.S. residents, work permit holders, people who have been granted asylum, people going through the legal immigration process. They have deported children who are U.S. citizens. The regime has imprisoned students for peacefully protesting the genocide they are funding and facilitating. They are labeling anyone they want a criminal or terrorist without proof, kidnapping them with no warrants, revoking visas without cause, and imprisoning them without due process, and they've begun arresting judges. I said this new executive order is a call for martial law because that's exactly what it is. The Trump regime does not adhere to the formal practices. It does not adhere to the rule of law or our system of checks and balances. This is the next step. This is the next mile they are taking after being given all kinds of inches. And they are doing it under the guise of fighting the illegal alien invasion, which is a big fucking lie. If you read the executive order, you can see that they are talking about investing in the capacity of prison. They are talking about militarizing the police, deploying military and national security assets into local jurisdictions, holding state and local officials accountable, off the tail end of arresting a judge, so we know what that means. And they are talking about prosecuting those who take part in diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. If an administration is talking about prosecuting people for diversity, equity, and inclusion, you should probably infer that that administration is fucking bad. We need to understand the scope and the gravity of what all of this means and treat it as such. We can't mince words. From the guy who wants a military parade in Washington, D.C. for his birthday, when Donald Trump repeatedly says he's going to do some fascist shit, that's the only time to believe him, because that's when he's consistent. They've already invoked the Alien Enemies Act to give ICE immunity and the power to break into people's homes and kidnap them without having a warrant. They're this close to invoking the Insurrection Act. What's happening in this country is all encompassing. And if you've actually been paying attention, you'd be ringing the alarm bells too. This is not normal. This is fascism. This is not me fear-mongering, as some people call it. It's literally the exact opposite. Do not be afraid of these stupid fascists under this idiotic dictator wannabe. This is a call to preparation and organization, and a reminder to our service members to please uphold your oath to the Constitution.
President Trump has just officially declared martial law as of today, April 29th, 2025. Yesterday, he signed the executive order called Strengthening and Unleashing America's Law Enforcement to Pursue Criminals and to Protect Innocent Civilians. This is terrifying, and nobody is talking about it except Rolling Stone magazine for some reason. Please go to whitehouse.gov, read the full text yourself, and spread this word. In summary, he declares that the military, the police, and ICE shall be unleashed into the streets of America to root out anything they declare as crime. They will be shielded from any prosecution for wrongdoing of any kind. If a civil official stands in their way, they will be prosecuted as a criminal. What this means is that no warrants will be needed by anyone. If you get murdered by ICE, that's legal. If a judge or an attorney tries to prosecute them, they will be arrested themselves. This is a state called martial law. It means that the military, the police, and ICE decide the law now. We no longer have rights. As Trump and Pam Bondi have both said, speaking out is a crime. Disagreeing with the president is a crime.
Wow. So there you go. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rahawa Kakwadash. Also, double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that have been pushing the 100% truth, that taught me this truth, that rule well, as it is written in 1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 17. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect that have been scattered throughout the four corners of the earth that look like the foreign nations. Shalom. Great Millstone told you back in 2016, 2017, that this devil was going to do this. The Insurrection Act. Would you like me to? I think I'll do that. I think I'll do that for you. Okay, Insurrection Act of 1807. The Insurrection Act of 1807 is the U.S. federal law that empowers the President of the United States to nationally deploy the U.S. military and to federalize the National Guard units of the individual. Hold on, let's see if I can keep going. Okay, and federalize the National Guard units of the individual states in specific circumstances, such as the suppression of civil disorder, of insurrection, and of armed rebellion. Insurrection, let's get a definition of that. Classification: uprisings which revolt, resisting, and taking direct action against an authority, law, or policy, as well as organize or rebellions. An insurrection is an uprising to change the government. If a government does not recognize rebels or belligerents, then they are insurgents, and the revolt is an insurgency. In a larger conflict, the rebels may be recognized as belligerents without their government being recognized as the established government, in which case the conflict becomes a civil war. Civil resistance. Civil resistance movements have often aimed at and brought about the fall of a government or head of state, and in these cases, they could be considered a form of rebellion. Didn't they just make a new movie called Civil War? They just made a movie called Civil War less than 6 months ago, God damn it, to let you know what's going to happen. Okay, these Edomite Caucasian devils have been planning this for centuries. Let's go prove it. Man, you think I'm full of shit. Because everybody thinks I'm full of shit. I don't understand. But it's all good. You know, you can think I'm full of shit if you want. That's fine. I don't give a damn. I'm going to get all the way down here to the bottom of what is really going on here. Hold on. I'm getting it. I am getting to it. I am sure of it. Hold on. Right. Uh-oh. This is the bottom line. You will own nothing and be happy. Okay, hold on. Breaking down the Great Reset. This is all about the Great Reset, people. Are you paying attention? No. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Whatever, man. It's gonna break your fucking heart. Rex 84 is short for Readiness Exercise 1984, a classified scenario and drill developed by the United States federal government to suspend the United States Constitution, declare martial law, place military commanders in charge of state and local governments, and detain large numbers of American citizens who are deemed to be national security threats in the event that the president declares a state of national emergency. Okay. April 29th, 2025, Donald Jonathan Trump, James Trump, whatever his goddamn middle name is for J, declared national emergency in America. He declared it. It's too late. That means the Constitution of the United States is suspended. Martial law means warlike law. Okay? This is, the United States government is at war with you. Fuck you, just because it hasn't happened yet does not mean it's not going to happen. Within 60 days now, they have 90 days to implement martial law. That means 90 days. We have 90 days from April 29th, which would make that, when is that? Let's see. I think there's some mathematical equations on that shit. Let's see. We got a calendar. April 29th. Okay. Which would make that Tuesday. Hold on. To Sunday, June 29th. 90 days, right? Hold on. July. Tuesday again, July the 29th. August, Friday. Now they got Freaky Friday. They got Friday the 13th. They got Friday of every goddamn thing, right? So from August, from April 29th, May 29th, June 29th, July 29th, at the latest date, August 29th, which would be on a Friday, or July 29th, which would be on a Tuesday. From Tuesday to Tuesday, okay, August 29th, what was April 29th, Salakia, April 29th, 2025 to July 29th, 2025. After that, they get to declare martial law. After this date, okay, of July 29th, on this date, I will just put all reminders. Reminder, July 29th. I'll just type it in myself. Martial law is declared. I misspelled it. Damn. Okay, let's put it back in there because I'm like, damn it. What the hell? Come on, man. It's declared. Whatever. You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to declared. Martial law is declared. Okay. All right. Put it in parentheses. War like law. Okay. All day. All day. Boom. Okay. Are we paying attention? I don't know if you guys are paying attention, but I'm paying attention. Let's go back and read it again. Rex 84 is short for Readiness Exercise 1984, a classified scenario and drill developed by the United States federal government to suspend to suspend the United States Constitution. Oh, that means that you have rights. You don't have any goddamn rights after July 29th, 2025. Are we clear? Now you just saw me. Now you just saw all of that proof that you got. Soon as it gets hot in summertime, they're coming rolling down your street to blow your goddamn brains out for any reason, pull your ass over for any goddamn reason at all. And this is a Republican state of Kansas, right? This is a Republican state. The largest FEMA camps in the United States of America is here in Kansas, Canada, and Kansas City, Missouri. They can exterminate 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Okay? 50,000 people a day. How long do you think it would take to empty out America? Do the math. Readiness Exercise 1984 is short for Readiness Exercise 1984, a classified scenario and drill developed by the United States federal government to suspend the United States Constitution, declare martial law, place military commanders in charge of state and local governments, and to detain large numbers of American citizens who are deemed to be national security threats in the event that the president declares a state of national emergency. The plan states and allows the military to direct ordered movements of civilian populations at state and regional levels to any place they need to be placed. Okay? Are we paying attention? Are we paying attention now? This is what this video is all about. Donald Trump has just fucked you up the ass with the red hot poker. Any of you individuals out there that are MAGA, make America great again, just got fucked in the ass with no grease with the red hot poker. They're going to roll down your street and kick your goddamn door in. At 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, whenever they feel it's necessary, they can just knock your door in. Fuck you. What are you going to do? You're finished.
I don't get it.
Okay, hold on. So the entire world, you're going to understand this is what these devils are up to. This is what they've been planning. They've been planning this shit for years, okay? The plan to silence dissent. The Federal Emergency Management Agency is a little-known government agency that occasionally makes headlines by assisting the victims of tornadoes, floods, earthquakes, and other natural disasters. But FEMA's powers go far beyond relief efforts. It is now also prepared to widely curtail basic civil liberties in the event of a national disaster. Okay, so now you know what's going on, considering what's going on a national level. These people do not have anything for your good. Fuck you. These are the FEMA camp regions in which you will be placed. Okay? Okay, this is where you're going to be placed in federal emergency management agency camps. They have the one in Kansas City. They have the one in Denton, Texas, Denver, Colorado, Oakland, California. Okay? Seattle, Washington, Chicago, Illinois. Hold on. Atlanta, Georgia, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, New York City, New York, and Boston, Massachusetts. These are all the places where they have FEMA camps. Wait a minute. They got FEMA camps in Hawaii for the Brotherhood down in Hawaii. They got them in Hawaii. Oh, shit. Oh, no. What the fuck? Oh, yeah. They got them. Hold on. They got them. Yep. What is it? In the District of Columbia? Yep. See? These motherfuckers, man. Okay, this is what they're after. New World Order, right? This is the agenda of New World Order. The New World Government. One World Government. End of Nations. One World Army. That's what Donald Trump is pushing. One World Army. Okay? Okay? One world police force. End of the family unit. One world central bank. One world cashless currency. End of all private property. World depopulation and fertility control. End of home and car ownership. Mandatory multiple, you guessed it, yearly, universal austerity or basic income. Social media digital ID. Microchipped for health, shopping, and travel. So if you want to buy and sell, you have to go shopping. And you have to be microchipped. So this way they can keep track of you. Remember, Donald Trump said in 2016, it is time for the Visa entry exit tracking system, which he said that we needed most desperately. It will be on sea, it will be on air, it will be on land, it will be a proper tracking system. Okay? Microchipped for health, shopping, and travel. Implementation of Chinese social credit system. Didn't Clown Slob of the World Economic Forum, didn't he just say that as far as they want to emulate the Chinese social credit score to keep track, to help them keep track of how money is being spent in the United States or the world, in this is what they want to do. Implementation of Chinese social credit system. Government raised children. So they're going to take your kids from you. Fuck you. You're not good enough to raise your own children. The government's going to do it. Under martial law and the Insurrection Act of 2025, implemented by Agent Orange himself, Donald J. Trump, MAGA, who got fucked in the ass with a red hot poker, is going to have no choice but to accept digital ID, social credit scores, and basic universal income. The only way you'll be able to access this is central bank digital currency in order to go shopping, health, and travel. The only way you can be able to do that is you have to be microchipped with the mark of the beast, the radio frequency identification microchip. Let's finish reading. Implementation of, government raised children, all businesses run by state, end of non-essential air travel. Why do you think planes are falling out of the sky in broad fucking daylight? This is what they're going to blame, in order to, if it's not essential, if it has nothing to do with business and making the world go around, fuck you, you're stuck where you're at. Okay? Humans concentrated into 15-minute zones. So wherever business you need to take care of within 15 minutes of your house, if it is not within 15 minutes of your house, you are fired on the fucking spot. Wow. Okay? End of private farms and vegetable gardens. It'll be illegal for you to have a garden in your backyard. They got drones. So if they got a drone over your house and they zoom in, because they can zoom in from fucking outer space from a goddamn satellite, that means they can do the same thing from a drone. Same technology. Nothing's changed. They just made it smaller. Okay? And they see you got a garden. You're going to a FEMA camp. You're going to be arrested. They're going to kick your door in and smash out your garden. They want complete and total dominance and governmental control over your life. Period. Humans concentrated into 15-minute zones. End of private farms and vegetable gardens. End of animal ownership. So if you've got a puppy or a dog or a cat or a snake or a bird, fuck that. You've got to kill it. It must be euthanized immediately. Animal control is going to be off the chain. When Insurrection Act is implemented after July the 29th of 2025, okay, animal control is coming to pay you an evil visit. If you have an animal that has been chipped, they're coming to your house first. Okay? Ban on all natural medicine. AI court and end of individual rights. Why is there an end of individual rights? Okay? Okay. I was finna get to all of that right then, wasn't I? Okay. The reason why you have your rights will be permanently suspended. The federal government has the right to suspend the United States Constitution, declare martial law, and place military commanders in charge of state and local government. Okay? So, no, you don't have any fucking rights. You've been lying to yourself. Okay? These motherfuckers ain't playing with you. Fuck you. Die already. Okay? Let's finish reading. Limited access to wild spaces. So you can't go to the park. You won't have a dog to go to the park with. End of fossil fuel and modern conveniences. So for you to have a microwave oven, for you to have a refrigerator, a deep freezer, modern conveniences, a generator in case the power goes out, end of fossil fuel. Oh, well, shit. You can't put any fuel in your car. Okay? It's over. Okay? That's what this video is about, man. It's over. Okay? All right? Just wanted to let you know. You know, motherfuckers get mad about it till you turn blue in the face. Don't give a fuck. Okay? This is what they want, man. They want you to have digital ID. Right? They want you to have the digital ID. This is okay. They're going to make this shit happen. Okay? Whether you want it to happen or not. They don't give a shit about you. Come on now. You drunk. You better quit drinking. Okay? Let's go down to this major list. Right? This is the mark of the beast. Okay? Bionic banking. Credit card chips inserted into hands. It has your keys, so you can open up your garage. You can start your car. You have the digital ID. I just showed you that, mark of the beast, right? And then you have your digital wallet, which goes back to universal austerity income. Central bank digital currency. The only way you'll be able to buy and sell in a cashless society is you have to have this credit card chip inserted into your hand. Okay. Now, let's go get some biblical scriptures on this, right? Okay. Isaiah chapter 36. Right? Verse 6. Lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So if you trust the broken financial system, okay, the U.S. petrodollar that's going to crash in less than 90 days. Okay, they're pushing this Insurrection Act, okay, and predetermination already know that civil unrest is going and national emergency is going to be implemented. It's going to be a martial fucking law, man. Because when the lights go out, what the fuck are you going to do? Who are you going to call? 911's off the line. You can't call the police. The police have amalgamated with the goddamn federal government to blow your fucking brains out. They can come to your house and just call you a criminal, kill your ass right there on the fucking spot. It's called summary execution. Let's go get that, because you clearly don't get it. A summary execution refers to the instantaneous killing of a person, often after being accused of a crime, without a fair trial or due process. Now, you just heard about the video, the entire video. They were talking about the Insurrection Act, right? Okay, hold on. Summary execution refers to the instantaneous killing, unaliving, of a person, often after being accused of a crime without a fair trial or due process. It's characterized by a swift deprivation of life. You've been deprived of life. Fuck you. Go to sleep for eternity, okay? We'll see you in hell, okay? Alrighty? Bypassing the standard legal procedures of accusation, trial, and sentencing. They no longer have to So if you call 911, you just called deprivation of life to exterminate your ass on the spot on your front porch. Are you sure you want to call the cops? Okay. Are you sure you want to call the cops? Because they just said that they're going to amalgamate the United States federal government military forces with the local and state government. Okay. You better be sure if you call the goddamn 911, you want them to show you up. Because if they show up, after they leave, ain't nobody alive at your residence, including you. Are you sure? Okay. Here's a more detailed breakdown. Lack of due process. Summary executions violate the fundamental principles of due process, including the right to a fair hearing and the opportunity to present a defense. Wartime context. Martial law. They are frequently associated with wartime scenarios where combatants may be killed without a trial after surrender. International law violation. Under international law, summary execution, particularly of those who have surrendered, is considered a war crime and a violation of human rights. You no longer have rights. Extrajudicial unaliving. Summary executions are also considered extrajudicial unalivings, meaning they occur outside of any legal framework or judicial process. Potential for abuse. The concept of summary execution can be exploited to justify the unaliving of individuals, often for political reasons or to instill fear in a population. Justification under martial law. Ta-da! Bing, 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 bing. Oh, they just hit it on a hammer on the nail, a nail on the hammer, whatever the fuck. In exceptional circumstances, such as during martial law, warlike law, a state's interpretation of the law may allow for the immediate punishment of individuals. Immediate punishment. Let's go back to summary execution. Wartime context, where combatants may be killed without a trial. Hold on. Justification under martial law. It's all these things are justified under the Insurrection Act of 1807. I just went into Insurrection Act, right? I just went into Insurrection Act of 2025. Okay. Donald Trump enacted Executive Order 14288 that allows him to enact martial law as of April 29th, 2025. This is May 1st. That happened 2 days ago, right? That's when you get this video. Okay. July 29th, they're rolling down your street to blow your goddamn brains out, kick your door in at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning under Jade Helm. They're looking for criminals under Great Jade Helm. Let's find out. Jade Helm.
According to Wikipedia, the Jade Helm 15 conspiracy theories were based on the Jade Helm 15 United States military training exercise, which took place in multiple U.S. states between July 15th and September 15th, 2015.
Okay, let's go to Wikipedia and see what it says. Jade Helm. Okay. The exercise, which involved 1,200 personnel from 4 of the 5 branches of the U.S. military, was designed to train soldiers in skills needed to operate in overseas combat environments, including maneuvering through civilian populations. You want me to read it again? Okay. The exercise, which involved 1,200, so you can imagine 12,000, 120,000, 1,200,000 military personnel. The reason why it's going to multiply into those larger numbers is because you have the Proud Boys, you have the skinheads. They're all about MAGA, Make America Great Again. You have lawyers, judges, that are all complicit with the death of the children of Israel, the Israelites of the Holy Bible, that consists of Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Donald Trump is going to blame whatever the fuck is going on wrong in America on us, which gives them the right to blow your goddamn brains out because you made America fail. Nigger. So everything goes back to 1940, where they could just walk up to you, summarily blow your brains out and nobody goes to jail. That's where we're at. Okay? That's where we're at. That's where we're at. Okay? Just telling you. Alrighty. The exercise, which involved 1,200 personnel from of the 5 branches of the U.S. military, was designed to train soldiers in skills needed to operate in overseas combat environments, including maneuvering through civilian populations. Announcements of these training exercises raised concerns and generated conspiracy theories, mostly, whatever, fuck all of the bullshit. Exercise details, right? The Joint Exercise in Realistic Military Training, RMI, known as Jade Helm, was sponsored by the United States Special Operations Command, SOCOM, and involved the United States Army Special Operations Command and Joint Special Operations Command with other U.S. military units in multiple states, including Texas, Arizona, Florida, Louisiana, Mississippi, New Mexico, and Utah. Its stated purpose was to improve the Special Operations Force's capability as part of the national security strategy. Slovakia. It was coordinated and led by the Elgin Air Force Base and Air Force Materiel Command in Northwest Florida. Okay? 1,200 troops were engaged over the course of the exercise. They were mainly Army Green Berets, also a small group of Navy SEALs and Air Force Special Operations troops, as well as conventional Army infantry. Although the initial request to state officials from U.S. SOCOM listed elements of the United States Marine Corps Forces, Special Operations Command, Marine Expeditionary Units, the 82nd Airborne Division, interagency partners as participants, troops engaging in the exercise assumed the roles of either occupying or resistance forces. Most locations were sparsely populated in regions near small towns. Some participants wore civilian attire and drove civilian vehicles. I just had 3 vehicles go by. One with Vivint, whatever that means, Vivint.com, and another one of an unmarked vehicle driving by my fucking house. So these motherfuckers, 2 weeks before martial law is implemented, they coming to get all the people that know the truth the fuck out of the way. So when people go to asking what's going on, they can't go to any prophets. They're going to move us out of the way. Okay? Let's go to Isaiah 36:6. Lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt. Spiritual Sodom and Egypt, who is America, Babylon the Great. Whereon if a man lean, in other words, if you become codependent on these goddamn Americans, right, of the American government through 401k plan, retirement plans, retirement money that you got from your company that you used to work for when you retired. Okay. If a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. They're going to force you to take the radio frequency identification microchip in order to access your funds. And then when your funds run out, Oh well. So is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to all that trust in him. Who is the Pharaoh today? Who is modern day Pharaoh in spiritual Sodom and Egypt? Donald Trump. Okay. Revelation chapter 18, verse 20. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai hath avenged you on her. Why? Because the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, these devils are going to come against us to destroy us from off the land. Let's get another book. Not Second Ezra, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2. Okay, here we go, man. See, move, get up, get Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 1. But the souls of the righteous are in the hand of the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and there shall no torment touch them. In the sight of the unwise they seem to die, and their departure is taken for misery, and their going from us to be utter destruction, but they are in peace. Right? No more paying bills. We ain't got to go to work no more, because we go into 2nd Ezra. Hold on, I'm going to go back. 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 24, I think it is. Right? Verse 26, Salakia. 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 26. And the men that are received, who are received of the Most High, who are the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone and other righteous men that have risked their lives and their freedom to spread the truth of the gospel, that the Israelites, this is the reason why the Israelites are waking up. The Israelites are Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. They're all over TikTok. They're all over mainstream media, all kinds of different platforms, telling the entire world that they are aware that they are the Israelites, and they're pissed off about it. That's the reason why Donald Trump's doing this thing, man. He's isolating America from and making all of these different nations turn against America in order to fulfill the biblical prophecy that America would be isolated and destroyed by all the other heathen nations. Let me put them all together, okay? Wait a minute. And the men that are received shall see it, who have not tasted death from their birth, and the heart of the inhabitants shall be changed into another meaning. Let's go back to Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3. Okay, verse 1. God damn it. Never fails. It never fails. It never fails. It never fails. It just never fails, man. It just doesn't fail. I mean, it never does. Salakia, I'm trying to get this video done within a reasonable amount of time, but I can't. Okay, Wisdom of Solomon chapter 3 verse 1. But the souls of the righteous are in the hand of the Most High, and there shall no torment touch them. In the sight of the unwise they seem to die, and their departure is taken for misery, and their going from us to be utter destruction, but they are in peace. For though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality. And having been a little chastised, right? So when they come against us as a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against them, right? The standard is spiritual power, right? They shall be greatly rewarded. That is our reward. Being chastised by these goddamn devils when they come in as a flood against us to destroy us. Our reward is to receive spiritual power, where it goes into Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 19 through 25, 26, where it says the Most High will make us battle axes and weapons of war. Right? Hold on. Because there's one in Ezekiel chapter 25 as well. Okay, hold on. Let me put them on. Okay. For the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai proved them. How did he prove us? He fully persuaded us through the Rahabah Kakodash to go out on street corners and preach the gospel to your face, to tell you that it is time for you to come home. It is time for you to come out of Babylon the Great. It is time for you to come out of being an American citizen and to practice being an Israelite, to rehearse the righteous acts, which is to fear God and keep his commandments to the best of your ability. That's the reason why he told us to do it. And this is the reason why you're not doing it. You want to kill us. Like it tells you in John chapter 8, verse 44. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lusts of your father ye will do. Ye was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because the truth was not in him. Okay? He is a liar. Let's go get it. Let's make sure I got it right. John chapter 8, verse 44. Right? Ye are of your father the devil, and the lusts of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there was no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. And because I tell you the truth, ye believe me not. Okay? And right today, our people don't believe us. The doom of Babylon the Great. Okay? I could go through that entire chapter, verse by verse. But here, Revelation chapter 17, verse 15, and he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. These are all of the heathen nations that have estranged, and they basically set America all by itself, right? These shall hate the whore. The whore of Babylon is America, right? Because all of the heathen nations became rich off the abundance of her delicacies. The delicacies of America, where they sit down. America is a consumer nation. If a person is a consumer, they're all about eating bonbons and sweets and candies and all this other miscellaneous bullshit. Okay? Getting on Tumi or Timu, okay, and ordering things through the mail. Okay? Only delicate people would do that. Stern, austere people, which are all of the heathen nations, would go out and get the things themselves. But America is a consumer nation. So they just call on the telephone, make a couple of deals, and they get everything easy, free of charge. Then they're lazy and they don't want to do anything to help themselves. See? The 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, right? The BRICS nations, and the beast in this biblical context would be Russia, Gog and Magog, that are going to come up against Babylon the great whore, right? These shall hate the whore and shall make her desolate and naked. They're currently in the process of making America desolate. What made America great is making America desolate, right? That's the reason why he's using the military forces against his own citizens. Okay? And naked. How is America being made naked? All of the military forces, they just, what was it, a month and a half, 2 months ago, Donald Trump made an executive order stating that individuals in the military that have hair bumps underneath their chin, okay, that have hair bumps from having a beard or shaving bumps, they are to be kicked out of the military. And the vast majority of the individuals that get hair bumps under their skin are Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos. They're being ousted out of the military. Okay? Deliberately and on purpose now. Okay? They're making a separation between church and state. No, they're amalgamating church and state together. Okay? They're going to make it illegal for you to be a Christian. They're going to make it illegal for you to know the name of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And you Christians, you're the one in a cult. You've been worshiping a false God and a false ideology and a false belief system that was based on the bloodline inheritance of the Israelites, of the Holy Bible, God's chosen people. That's that shit that you go to church that allows you to do whatever you want to do, that cause the abundance of your delicacy to make you delicate, tender, where, oh my God, don't hurt me, instead of being stern and austere and standing up on your square with 10 toes down to the ground. Okay? That's the reason why you're going to be destroyed. Fuck it. Okay? And shall eat her flesh. They're currently in the process of eating the flesh and making you desolate. Okay? How are they going to eat your flesh? They're going to deprive you of food, water, they're going to engineer a famine in America, hyperinflation, crash the system where it makes it easy for them to implement the mark of the beast, RFID chip, brain chip, Neuralink, Synchron, brain chips, and all of its citizens in order for you to buy and sell. To control you. It's no longer about the money. It's about control. Okay? Where's that? Where else? Boom, boom, boom. And burn her with fire. So after they've done this, because they're in the process of doing this, they're going to burn your ass up with thermonuclear heat. Let's get it. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 10. Okay? But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. How's it going to burn up? It's going to be turned into fire and brimstone. Well, how is that going to happen? The elements shall melt with fervent heat. The elements of the periodic table, everything on the earth is made of the elements of the periodic table. It was melted and then it was formed in shapes, sizes, right? Rubber, plastics, steel, aluminum, brass. These are all elements of the periodic table that were dug out of mountains. Okay? The people that do all the digging in mountains are in foreign countries. The finished product is sent here to America. Right? You see what I mean? These elements shall melt with fervent heat, thermonuclear destruction. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? Looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. So that means the very air itself that you breathe is going to be on fucking fire, man. And you're not getting it. And this is what Donald Trump is bringing about. Because if you go and you look in Proverbs, I think it's Proverbs 21. Or is it Psalms 21? I can't remember. Right. Proverbs chapter 21, verse 1. The king's heart is like a stream of water directed by the Lord. He guides it wherever he pleases. KJV, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as the rivers of water he turneth it whithersoever he will. Okay? So this lets you know that the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is in control of the mind of Donald Trump, forcing these motherfuckers to do whatever. He's a puppet. And he's in control of the individuals that are in control of the puppet. Okay? The Most High does these things in order to fulfill prophecy. Micah chapter 2, verse 1. Woe to the oppressors. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. Who gave power into the hand of the wicked? Let's go get it. Job chapter 9, verse 24. The earth has been given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. The ultimate judge, in which after we die and leave this body, have to stand before the judgment seat of Hamashiach to give account for the things that were done in our body according to what was done, whether it be good or bad. They changed the face of the judges thereof. Who did this? Esau Edom, the so-called white man, where he changed the likeness of our likenesses and covered up our likenesses with their images. They covered up the face of Yahweh Shai, who's a Negro from the tribe of Judah, right? Whose skin is as fine brass as though it's burned in a furnace. You take fine brass, put it in a furnace, you pull it out, it's copper colored. The only copper colored people on the face of the earth are Israelites. Because the Hamites are darker than us. They're purple, damn near. You know, at nighttime, all you can see from them motherfuckers is their teeth and their eyeballs. Other than that, you can't see shit. Okay? I'm just telling you, man. Now, when the power goes out, come on now. These Edomite devils have thermal imaging on the weapons that they have, man. They could look right directly into your motherfucking house and know how many people are in it just to kick your goddamn door in and kill everybody because they know where everybody's sitting. They know where you're laying at, they know where you're sitting at, and they know where your dog is at. Fuck you, man. You're doomed. You had an opportunity to repent. You had an opportunity to repent. Right? Right? Wisdom of Solomon chapter 3 verse 5. And having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded. For the Most High proved them and found them worthy for himself. As gold in the furnace hath he tried them and received them as a burnt offering. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 3 verse 9. They that put their trust in him shall understand the truth, and such as be faithful in love shall abide with him. For grace and mercy is to his saints, and he hath care for his elect. Okay? So the only individuals that are going to receive the salvation from the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, are whose bodies are going to be changed into another meaning. So you're going to go from human to superhuman. But the only people that are going to get that are his elect. Everybody else is going to be here, left here and melted. Okay? Now I just told you, through Revelation, through the prophecy of Revelation chapter 18, they're going to come in like a flood. Let's get it. Isaiah chapter 59, verse 19, right? So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. Where's the rising of the sun at? In the east, right? Japan, China, whatever, what the fuck. Because we're in the west, okay? So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy, who is the enemy? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, these Caucasian devils, MAGA, make America great again. These Caucasian pink, red motherfucking devils that are going to roll down your street under martial law in the Insurrection Act, kick your door in and pull you out under summary execution and blow your goddamn brains out. Okay? Your enemy. These people are not your friends. They're your enemies. They always have been. And you live among them. They live among you. They could make a telephone call. And if you're darker than a brown paper bag, they could tell on your ass right there on the spot. You're immediately under summary execution. Doomed. Fucked. What can you do? Right? When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord, the Ruach HaKodesh, right, shall lift up a standard against him. And the Redeemer shall come to Zion, and unto them that turn from transgression in Jacob, saith the Lord. So the only way that you're going to receive these spiritual powers, the only way that the Most High is going to save you is that you turn from transgression. What is transgression? Sin. What is sin? Transgression of the law. 1 John chapter 3, verse 4. Whosoever committeth sin, committeth sin, transgresseth also the law, for sin is transgression of the law. That's in the New Testament, right? Well, if the law is done away with, why is it saying that transgression of the law and making reference to a law that's supposed to be done away with, you're still transgressing it? Why would it make a reference to that? You're in a cult called Christianity. Get the fuck out. Let's go and find out why. 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15. Study to show thyself approved unto the Most High, a workman that needeth not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. Work hard so you can present yourself to the Most High and receive his approval. Be a good worker, one who does not need to be ashamed and who correctly explains the word of truth. And the only people that are correctly explaining the word of truth are the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Everybody else is full of shit. And we've been telling you to your face what's going to happen for years, and you still won't listen to us. Okay? There's nothing you can do. The Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai has already chosen when, where, how, what time, what day, what week, what year, what month you are going to die without mercy by the hand of your enemies. Okay? Anyway, just wanted to let you know what was going on. These devils, okay, they're going to put you in one of these areas across the United States. See? This is all the different locations where all the FEMA camps are at across the United States. The Federal Emergency Management Agency is going to be in control of state and local government law enforcement. Okay? The United States government has implemented martial motherfucking law as of July 29th. After July 29th, martial laws in the United States. You can expect to end up in one of these spots. Okay? Black, white, Christian, atheist, it don't matter. Okay? These motherfuckers are insane. And the people they want to get rid of are us. Right? The King Alfred Plan. The extermination of blacks in America. Code name Rex 84. Did we just not read an entire list of it? Okay. The King Alfred Plan was a fictional CIA-led scheme supporting an international effort to eliminate people of so-called African descent. Right? In the event of widespread and continuing coordinated racial disturbances in the United States. The King Alfred Plan, Rex 84, at the discretion of the president, is to be put into action immediately. Do you understand now? You got till July 29th. From April 29th before martial law is implemented. After that, you're fucked. So anywhere between April 29th, which is 2 days ago, as of May 1st, 2025, and July 29th, 2025, anything can happen. You better repent. You better get on your knees and pray with tears, because you are at the end of these goddamn devils' rulership. Because I just read it in Revelation chapter 17, what's going to happen in prophecy, and there's nothing that can be changed about it. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach. All double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for pushing 100% truth to rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom. This is Matazat Lacham telling you what's about to jump off, man. Okay? Shalom.